here we have the vice presidential candidate.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here at SJNC. Here is some breaking news for you. It is now midday, 12 noon to be exact, and we were just informed that there has been an arrest, a speedy trial, and a quick sentence given to the Son of God, whose name is Jesus Christ. He is condemned and will be put to death shortly. Our Jada Fountain is on the scene, and we'll be joining her in a short while. Please stay tuned and do not go anywhere. Thanks for holding on. Now here is Jada. Jada, please tell us what you are seeing there.
Eyes, there is so much going on, but let me condense it quickly. We are told that Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane when he was approached by one of his dear friends, Judas Iscariot, having sold his master for 30 pieces of silver. But he was not alone. With him was a large crowd carrying swords and spears from the chief priests and elders. And to compound the situation, another one of his companions became outraged. He swiftly cut off the ear of the high priest's servant, but Jesus miraculously placed it back on. In a quick time, Jesus was brought before the Sanhedrin, Caiaphas, and the elders, who tried to find some false evidence, but they found none. They were very persistent. One individual said that Jesus claimed he could destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days. When asked by the high priest, Jesus did not respond. Then the high priest said to him, "Tell us if you are the Messiah." Jesus answered, "From now on you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming out of the clouds of heaven." The high priest tore his clothes and said he blasphemed, and the crowd shouted, "He is worthy of death." Classic. Throughout my career, I have never seen, heard, or reported anything like this.
Wow, that's a lot happening.
Indeed. I am also hearing that his companion Judas has hung himself. Guess what? Jesus was brought before Pilate, the governor. Jesus did not definitively say that he is the Son of God, but Pilate, wanting to please the people, asked the crowd, "Who should he release?" And the crowd shouted, "Barabbas," because they wanted Jesus executed. This is Jada Fountain reporting from Mount Calvary for SJNC.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
My brothers and sisters, I am appalled, astonished, and confounded. Can you imagine that after all that Jesus has done, in feeding the hungry, healing the sick, physically, emotionally, and psychologically, that in return they are crucifying him? And the wicked people are saying, "May his blood be upon them and their children." Are they aware that he is not an ordinary person and that they are placing a curse upon their children? My. He was humiliated, intimidated, terrorized. They dressed him in a scarlet robe, twisted together a crown of thorns, and placed it on his head. Oh, that must have been excruciating. Then they placed a staff in his right hand and mocked him, saying, "Hail the King of the Jews!" Worst of all, they spat on him. They beat him. They tore off the robe given, placed his clothes back on, then led him to be crucified. This is the Son of God who came to redeem the world. He was led in the heat of sun And as they reached Golgotha, he was denied a cool drink of water. Instead, he was offered vinegar mixed with gall, which he could not consume. Imagine. As the people passed, they ridiculed him, regurgitating some of the truth he declared. From noon until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, darkness came over the land. That to me was frightening. Worse when Jesus cried, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Then he died. Instantly, the veil of the temple tore in two. From top to bottom, the earth shook, the rock split, the tombs were open, and the saints were raised to life and appeared to persons after the resurrection of Jesus. Later that day, Joseph of Arimathea buried the body. My brothers and sisters, he did that for you and me. Are we repeating what the people did to Jesus? Remember, he loves you. You have not gone too far, but he wishes to make something beautiful of your life. Most of all, he is about to return. He is definitely coming soon. Not to be trodden upon again, but he is returning in power and glory. And everyone will experience it, even those who pierced him. In the meantime, we must be watchful, prayerful, occupying ourselves. But we should be living in readiness, in expectancy, and most of all, in hope.
Jesus